Hello and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Winona, and today I'll be playing the little child, the chaotic boy, the mad lad. And I'm with the amazing, wonderful, awesome.
Ah? Ah. Uh, I'm tired penguin. You can call me Pengu. I'm playing a very tall baby. A tall child. Named
Indeed.
Snuggy Buggy.
Yes, indeed. And how's Snuggy Buggy doing?
Well, Snuggy has just helped this interesting character get back to this farm in the woods. Because the
Mhm.
woods are confusing, and this friend got lost. He got lost. And, Snuggy likes to help.
Aww.
So Snuggy helped him back to the farm, and it's an interesting farm because there's giant bugs everywhere.
Indeed, Carmenia's farm has giant bugs.
Carmenia's farm has giant bugs. Snuggy doesn't know this is Carmenia's farm. Snuggy doesn't know who Carmenia is, I don't think.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, yeah, they have never seen big bugs. They're fascinated.
Aw. So
They're
what's
definitely petting one of the bugs.
so they're at the farm right now, petting bugs.
Petting bugs.
Yeah, say Mad Lad probably just got to the farm. It's just like it's later than he usually does. Say it's just because like he's worked with Tess before with taking care of the bugs and everything, and some of the with some of the other people on the farm. So today's
He,
more of a lazy day for him, as he's just like, I'll probably do some chores in the afternoon. But say for right now, just come over to keep the eye on the bugs. Make sure none of them get out again, even though they did fix the hole in the wall.
yeah. Uh, yeah,
So
Mad Lad.
yeah,
There's a strange, new, very tall person sitting amongst the bugs.
do you want to make a perception to see if Snuggy notices this child?
I will do that. Because I will do that. Perception is a 0, my poor baby.
Oh, poor baby.
That's a 4. They're too busy petting bugs. They don't notice Mad Lad.
I'm gonna, for kicks and giggles, let's see if Mad Lad even notices Snuggy.
I mean, you can roll an advantage because 10 foot tall. Roll an advantage.
Yep,
Yeah.
Mad Lad sees the giant person, the giant tune that is Snuggy, and he's just like, that is very tall. And they're just looking, it's just like, they're just like, that's tall. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's really tall. I have never seen a tune that tall before. And
Even sitting down on the ground, Snuggy is an adult height.
yeah, and Mad Lad is just like, yeah, if they like stand up, they're gonna be extremely tall. And they're just, but they do notice them petting the bugs. And he's like, okay, at least this person seems friendly. So he's
Yeah.
so he's gonna probably come over and is like, hello?
Snuggy perks up and definitely has to look down at Mad Lad.
Yeah.
And they wave.
Oh, hello. He waves back. Who are you? Are you another one of Carmenia's friends?
They shake their head.
Oh. I say, what you doing here then?
Does Mad Lad know sign?
He he knows a bit of basic sign, but he's not proficient in it yet. He's been slowly trying to learn it.
Ah. In that case, I'll say Mad Lad recognizes the word bugs.
And
Sign something bugs.
yeah, and Mad Lad sees that he's just like, and he does a little prayer hand. He's just like, okay, I I I'm sorry. I only caught the word bugs. I'm still learning sign language. I'm getting better at it. I say I'm practicing, but I say he then reaches into his hammer space because he had another friend who could only communicate in sign, and he only knows one other option to do to communicate. Nope.
Fumble.
15.
Fumble.
He pulls out a small sketch of his friend Sammy and him
Aw.
hanging out and say this is what he actually got for Animus this season. He's like, oh, wrong thing. Sorry, that's the wrong sort of paper.
Aw.
Nope. 6. He then pulls out a cannonball. He's like,
Oh.
and he's like, nope, wrong thing. The cannonball goes to with a large thud on the ground.
Snuggy's just nodding and understanding.
Yeah, meets and beats it. He's like,
Yeah.
finally, as he pulls out a quill and paper.
Snuggy perks up. Writing. Yes. Communication.
Yes, and he hands it to Snuggy
Hey.
as he puts away everything else.
The cannonball.
Yes.
Snuggy hacks. Snuggy happily takes the notebook and writes out, I am petting bugs.
Mad Lad nods at that. He's like, I see that you're petting bugs. Uh, well, let's first start with introductions. Hi, my name's Mad Lad. What's your name?
They write out Snuggy Buggy with a little heart.
No, it's nice to meet you, Snuggy Buggy. Do you go by usually Snuggy or Buggy, or do you prefer to be called the full name?
They circle Snuggy.
Mad Lad nods in affirmation. Snuggy, got it. He does a thumbs up.
Snuggy thumbs up back.
Nice. He's like, so how did you find this place?
They tap the quill at their face a bit and then write, I helped someone who was lost get back here.
Oh, you did. What was their name?
Blue.
Blue? Oh, I know Blue. And for context for other people, I say that FPS technically has happened already, but but technically, as for me, we haven't done that FPS yet. But Mad Lad would know Blue at this time, technically. And Mad Lad nods. Oh, I know Blue. Yeah, they live here at the farm. They're one of Carmenia's friends. Thank you for helping him get him back here.
Snuggy nods happily.
And Mad Lad smiles at the bugs. Yeah, I just say I come here and I don't live here like Blue does, but I take care of the bugs with some help.
Oh. He blinks and looks at the one of the big bugs and writes, they are very big bugs.
Mad Lad nods. Yeah, they're very big bugs. And hey, watch this. As Mad Lad goes over to one of the bugs and gets on top of them and starts riding them around.
Snuggy claps.
Yeah. I get to I've been teaching these guys be able to ride lately because I had this one adventure that I charged into on battle of one of these guys. It was really fun. So I was like, hey, maybe we get more used to them riding. Like people riding them, and yeah, they've been really receptive to it so far, as he pets them.
Snuggy is sparkling with awe.
Madeline is just like he's just like hands on the hips, very proud of himself.
He should be.
Yes, he's been working very hard on this. And he then like rides back over to Snuggy. He's just like, yeah, these don't say this is stag beetle. The other one over there is stag beetle. And that one right there is also stag beetle. They technically don't have names other than that, but that's what Carmenia calls them.
Snuggy nods. Stag Beetle is a nice name.
And Madeline smiles like, I've been even thinking giving them nicknames though, because it's just like I don't know what to call them, but I just say, but it's just like calling them all stag beetle. I mean, eh.
Snuggy looks down at the one that Mad Lad has been riding and tilts their head. And then writes, "That one looks like a Fernando."
Fernando, I like it.
Snuggy wiggles.
Let's see. Say Madeline goes over, gets off of this stag beetle, goes on to another one. It's like, what do you think this one should be called?
Snuggy does a big think. Snuggy does a big think. And then writes, "Airy."
Airy. Nice.
Airy.
Airy. I like that name. Airy. He pets the bug.
Gary.
Oh, Gary? Okay. I thought you said
Yeah,
Airy.
Gary.
Gary.
No. Gary.
Gary's also a good name. Fernando, Gary, and what should we name this last one? As he goes over to the last stag beetle.
What are the vibes of this one?
What are the vibes of this one? They say this.
Roll for
Say
roll
let's
for vibes.
roll for random vibes. This guy is a vibe. He is just chilling. He looks like he's the biggest bug on this barn, in this barn house. This is probably the one that Mad Lad ran, or is a rode on. Is a this guy has big vibe energy.
Big lad.
Mhm.
Snuggy thinks. Mike.
Mike, I like it. Say Mike, Gary, and Fernando. I like it a lot. Of course, we'll have to confirm it later when Carmenia gets back. She's currently not here right now. Again, this is why I'm helping take care of the bugs. But I think she'll like that we named them, or at least give them little nicknames.
Aww. Snuggy nods.
I let smiles at that. But anyways, uh, is this your first time? Have you like been shown around on the farm?
They shake their head.
All right then, I'll show you around on the farm. As he gets off of Mike and stands up.
Snuggy stands up.
Mad Lad probably has to take a step back so they can crank their neck up to see Snuggy.
Oh. Snuggy, clearly getting a bit self-aware, crouches down.
No. I didn't make you uncomfortable or anything. You're just you're very tall, and that's really cool. But I've never seen anyone that tall before. This tall.
Snuggy blinks. And they nod. They write, "Neither have I."
Mad Lad nods. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now come on, let's start here. He points towards the barn. This is the barn. This is where the bugs go in at nighttime. This is where they sleep, and on the side of the barn is where we feed them and everything. They like rotten wood and everything like usual beetles do.
Snuggy peeks in at the rotting wood.
I say most of it is cleared out by now since they've already eaten it. They have ravenous appetite. But there's some probably some pieces of bark in there still.
Lovely.
Nice. And Madeline then like goes into the bar. Is like it's more of an open area where there's like designated little areas where the bugs usually sleep and stuff and everything. He's like, we close the barn doors at nighttime, but we say this is where they sleep.
Oh. Snuggy looks around and nods.
Hmm. If I remember correctly, Blue usually sleeps in the top part, most part of the barn. But I don't like I don't like going up there just because that's their space. So keep their space to them, you know.
Snuggy looks up and then they don't like peek up because they're
Mhm.
not spying. They just look up like it's a loft area,
I'm
assume.
assuming it's a loft area. Yes.
Hey. Nice. And they nod.
Yeah. That is a Mad Lad that goes over to one little corner of the bar where there looks to be like a little embroidery made of vine areas of a daisy. And he's like, this is also used to be the hole in the wall. It's also now a
Oh.
flower. It doesn't really have anything special to do with the farm. I just think it's neat because a plant creature made that, and it looks really cool.
Oh. Snuggy sparkles. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He also let me have this, as Mad Lad takes from out underneath his shirt a tiny little snappadil that
Oh,
he was allowed to keep.
oh adorable.
Say, I'll show off the art to this because say Comet, you again did amazing art on this. It's adorable. Snap it looks. See, I love this.
Oh. Oh, it's a creature.
It's a snake. It's a plant snake, and Snap is just lazily just like lifts its head and like sleeping on Mad Lad. So it's just like it's a, but it just gives a little poof of pollen and that is like waking up. It's like choo.
Snuggy crouches down. Their hands are on their face. Their eyes are sparkling. They're beaming. There's toony stars around their face.
You can pet him if you want. Snap is very friendly.
Snuggy gently reaches out a finger.
Snap
Then,
lets you pet them. They have very soft petals for their head.
oh, Snuggy glows even more.
Yeah,
Snuggy is sparkling.
yeah. Snap sometimes even helps me on the farm too, like hurting some of the bugs.
Oh.
And then he then like puts Snap too close to his chest where it just makes like a necklace around his neck, and he just lays down. It just sort of just goes limp, and just falls asleep again. You know, just
Oh.
how you know how those snakes do on the branches? They just like curl into those little balls.
Adorable.
Madeline smiles like, yeah. I say he's good. He's sleepy a lot, but he's good.
Snuggy nods.
Madeline then points to their door. It's like, but let's continue on with the tour.
Yay! Snuggy also points triumphantly.
Oh, I love Snuggy so much.
Thank you.
They are
I
adorable.
love Mad Lad's enthusiasm.
Aw, thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, Mad Lad then goes outside the barn and he then goes over to Carminia's house. He's like, this is where Carminia lives. They say, it's where also I stay and some of the other people when they're here taking care of the farm. They say, uh, he then looks at the door, looks at Snuggy, and looks how small it is. It's just like, he's not very sure if Snuggy could even go into the house even if they wanted to.
Snuggy will definitely have to crouch very much.
Yeah, and Mad Lad is just like, maybe we don't have to go into the house, but it just has a kitchen, fireplace. It's a good little home. And he sort of pats the door.
Snuggy also pats the door. It's a good door.
It's a good door indeed. It's a good house.
Good house. House deserves pat pat.
Indeed. As he then comes over, he then walks around the house and points out, it's like, oh yeah, this is the little tool shed thing. And say it's usually locked, but I know where the key is, so whenever we need tools, we can get them.
Snuggy writes, what kind of tools?
Farming tools like hoes, bit. My brain is blanking right now. Pitchforks. That's what they're called. Pitchforks. I was gonna say a
Yeah.
fork, but no, that sounded wrong. He's like also shovels, buckets. There's even hammers and axes in there for cutting up wood.
Oh. Snuggy blinks.
Redline's like, moving on though, as he continues to move forward. As he then
Snuggy just follows behind Mad Lad very happily.
mm,
A
Mad
big
Lad,
tall self.
yes. Mad Lad then goes over to the pond. He's like, this is the pond. It doesn't have any use other than being nice and relaxing, and sometimes we can also swim in it. I made it myself.
Snuggy sparkles.
Yeah, it took all of my TNT that I had for the day, but I made a giant hole, and Carmine and I then made a pond.
Snuggy blinks. And they write TNT? Like bombs?
Yeah, I can make bombs. Really good bombs.
Oh. Snuggy blinks.
Madeline just smiles. Like, this is totally normal.
Perfectly normal child activities.
Yes, indeed.
Snuggy doesn't say anything more, they just blink.
Yeah, Madeline just smiles at this. He's just like, yeah. I'm really happy with how it came out. Carmenia was really happy that I was able to do this for her. Ugh. Over here, as he then leads Snuggy to where the river is and everything, and to the mill. Because if I remember correctly, there's a mill on the farm.
That would make sense.
Yeah. And he goes over to like the wind wheel area, the water wheel area where you can see it like going around with the river current and the
Ooh.
and everything. The mill's not on right now, but the water wheel is still going. It can connect on and off, so we don't have to waste power.
Oh. Snuggy nods. They're looking at the mill at the water wheel very curiously.
Yeah, the water say in my life is like yeah, the water say as you can see the water from the current of the river makes the wheel go round and round. And if we were able to go inside, well we can go inside, but it's a bit cramped in there, so don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. But there's this grindstone which as the wheel that if you hook it up to the grindstone, you can as the wheel turns, so does the grindstone continue moving. And it crushes it crushes wheat and stuff to make flour.
Oh. Snuggy is very curious.
Yeah, and I say we use the flour to like make bread, cookies, pastries, all that other stuff.
Snuggy sparkles.
Yeah, you could probably also make jam and a thing too, but I haven't tried that yet, and I really don't want to experiment when Carmenia is not around because I hate to accidentally break this thing when she's gone.
I'm gonna roll intelligence to see if Snuggy knows what jam is.
Oh my gosh, does Snuggy know what jam is?
Let's see. Our intelligence is a -2.
Oh my gosh, Snuggy.
Their baby. They know what jam is.
I mean, makes sense if they know what like peanut butter and jelly is, but with jam.
Well, they know what peanut butter and jelly. There's an interesting logic for how they know what things are and aren't. I,
Fair enough. Continue.
they know what jam is.
Mm-hmm. Say, Madeline, listen to the mill. It's like, yeah, but the minute that is say, I, Carmenia is back, I like to experiment with that because that seems like a lot of fun.
Snuggy nods. It does sound fun.
Yeah, but I make sure to like dust it though because it does things get dusty here if you don't if you're not too careful just because of the nature of the mill because it crushes stuff and so it makes some things finer and that gets in the air and make it covers everything so I've been making sure to clean it too.
Snuggy nods.
And
They
he then
write.
oh sorry you go.
They write. Dust is gross. But is food dust gross?
Mad Lad nods in agreement. Yeah, food dust is gross. It can be
Ah,
fun to say sometimes it can be fun, but for the most part when it gets into places where it's not supposed to, it's gross.
nod. Makes sense.
He then turns to go to where all the crop fields are.
Oh.
He's like, and this is where the fields are, the plant stuff. I don't know much about farming, so I leave this to the other people who do. But this is where the fields are if if there were plants. And there's I'm not very sure if there's plants technically right now, but for right now they've gone to
Mm.
an empty bit of field.
Field where there should be plants.
Yeah, I forgot to ask her I forgot to ask Sorte that if there was actually plants in the field right now or field
Uh,
but
no.
but right now they've gone to an empty bit of farmland. We'll just say that.
Eh.
Eh,
Pardon my yawns.
oh no, you're fine. I'm trying to hold back some too. But let's make perceptions.
Yes. Perception.
Mhm. Nope, wrong thing. Yes. All right, that's a 18 for Mad Lad and a 4 for Snuggy. Oh baby.
Did they roll a 4 on both of their they rolled a 4 on both their perceptions this game.
Oh my gosh, I hold them so soft.
Yeah.
Say
You do not perceive.
yeah, how say flavor this for me. Why say this Snuggy distracted by something or
They're distracted by most things.
maybe a butterfly flies past and they're distracted by that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They. Yeah. They're baby.
They're baby and we love them. Meanwhile, as Mad Lad surveys the area, he then notices something. He notices a lump in the field, which is something that is not normal, and he's just like, what the heck is that?
Lump. Snuggy turns to where Mad Lad is looking.
That that doesn't seem right. This Mad Lad slowly goes over to where the lump is.
Snuggy also goes over and they lean down to the lump.
It's a lump. It's definitely different from all the other like rows in the farmland. This is just like a circle, like a almost not circle but oval sort of shape. But yeah, it's a raised lump in the ground.
They look at Mad Lad.
Mad Lad
Look at
looks
the
at
lump.
Snuggy. They're both very confused.
Look at Mad Lad. Look at the lump.
This
I
is,
poke it.
I'm gonna say I am going to actually. Let's see. I need to check something. The lump does nothing.
Hmm. Snuggy writes, "It's a lump."
It is a lump. I don't know why there's a lump here, but I feel like we need to find out. There aren't supposed to be lumps here, and if someone buried something in the field, they did a very peckin' poor job at it.
Snuggy nods. "We should get shovels."
Mm. I mean, I say it's pretty substantial. I'm gonna say I sort of want to see if it's shallow enough to see if we can dig it out with our hands first.
Ah, Snuggy nods. Making things with your hands is fun.
Mm-hmm. Svanlad gets down on the ground and starts digging with their hands with this lump to unbury this lump.
Snuggy is also trying to dig, but their hands are mittens, so they're not doing the as good as Mad Lad.
Do you want to make a for fun athletics?
Oh, well, their athletics is good.
Because they're digging.
Oh, roll athletics.
Oh
Thank you.
yes. They say
They're a,
yeah, that's a very good athletics.
they're a strong baby.
They are strong, baby, and Mad Lad recognizes that, and he likes that. As they,
Yeah.
sorry, you go.
No, I just said yay.
Yeah, as you are making quick work of uncovering whatever this lump is, say it it starts to move, and a little dirt shakes off of it. And Snuggy, you're the first one to see that there's something bright red underneath this dirt.
Snuggy crouches down, putting their face next to it.
You see your face in it. It's you
Oh,
can definitely
shiny.
tell it's a shell.
Ooh.
Say, as Mad Lad then eventually uncovered something that is just like, huh, this is weird. It kinda looks like a head. And, this bug is gonna, it technically is gonna do, let's see. Alright.
Gonna do bug type stuff.
It is spooked a little bit. It opens its, this little thing, this thing opens its eyes and it kicks up. It's surprised to see you see us right there, especially with Mad Lad right in its face.
Yeah. Uh,
As this bug kicks off the dirt, is just like does warning little clicking sounds.
oh,
As you see a what looks to be a red toon stag beetle that looks like this.
funny little guy.
A funny little guy.
A funny little guy.
Dang, that's what I did. Put in the OBS was the picture of this. Hang on.
Oh,
I was gonna do this earlier, but my mind totally skipped out on it. That's easy to do on my end.
I
There we go.
don't know how to do that.
I figured out how to. It's okay.
I
There we
want to put
go.
it in mine too.
You just add the plus sign, click image.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
Eh, there's the guy.
There's the
There's
guy.
the funky little guy. Look
Yeah,
at him.
yeah, this Toon Stag Beetle just sort of rears up a bit as it like snaps its little mandibles like warningly as it's definitely spooked, and Mad Light's like, whoa, 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 it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, as he is gonna do animal handling to try to calm this
Yay!
thing down. And he's gonna do with advantage since this is a stag beetle. Like he recognizes this is a stag beetle.
This is a stag beetle.
Yep, good thing for advantage. So
Yay!
yeah, so Mad Lad Mad Lad is easily able to calm down this Toon Stag Beetle as it just like unfurls its back like covers of wings, like because it when it stood up, it sort of as it menacingly clicked, it opened up its back elytra, showing off trying to make itself look bigger with its wings and everything.
Huh?
But it calmly it slows down and puts its wings back underneath its elytra, and it settles down and looks at Mad Lad. And Mad Lad is just petting it like, easy boy, easy.
I think Snuggy startled back
Mhm.
when this little guy did the shaky.
Mhm. I think it's okay now, Snuggy. I think we just spooked him because he was sleeping.
Oh. Snuggy blinks. And they crouch down.
Yeah, it's not as big as some of the other stag beetles. It's definitely younger, but still a very good
Aw.
size. Like Mad Lad can still ride this thing,
Aw.
which is why it's drawn with a saddle on. But shh, it doesn't
It
have
doesn't have that on right now.
it doesn't have it on right now.
It's just a beetle.
It's just a beetle, and Mad Lad pets it.
Naked beetle.
Yes, a naked beetle, which starts then as it looks at Mad Lad, and Mad Lad looks at it, it then starts nuzzling Mad Lad. He's like, "Aw, you're friendly, aren't you? You were just scared that we woke you from your nap. Oh, it's okay. We're sorry we woke you."
Aw.
It gives a little chitter, and continues to nuzzle Mad Lad, just saying like, "It's okay."
Aw. Snuggy leans down. They're trying to make themselves small compared to this bug.
Yeah, and this bug sort of looks at Snuggy, and it backs away a little bit because it is a bit intimidated by your size. But Matt's like, hey, it's okay. This is friend too. This is Snuggy.
Snuggy waves.
The bug looks up at you and then it sort of relaxes a little bit more and say, here, it's okay. As Mad Lad then takes one of Snuggy's hands and it's just like, good, Snuggy's friend, and is like pets the bug.
Aw. Does Snuggy need to roll animal handling?
You can if you want to.
What is their animal handling? A 0. I'll roll it for giggles.
For giggles, and with advantage since Mad Lad is helping you.
12. 15.
Yeah, it's a this bug is it's not doesn't seem to be as frightened as you anymore. And say it sort of leads into your touch into a bit because it's sort of like pats. It likes being pat.
Snuggy gives pet, 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 pet. Gentle pats, but pet, pet, pet.
Yeah, Mad Lad looks at Snuggy. I haven't seen this beetle at the farm before. It's a lot smaller than the other ones.
Snuggy writes, maybe it's a baby.
I mean, it looks at the beetle. I possibly. I don't know what a baby stag beetle looks like though, but it is definitely smaller than the other ones.
Hmm.
So it looks really, but it's also it looks like it's a toon beetle too. That say all the stag beetles here are real kind.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Mad Lad. It makes a sort of a purring, chittering sound as it keeps nuzzling Mad Lad and almost knocks Mad Lad over. Hey,
Aw.
easy. Hey. Though I think it's grown a liking to me though.
Snuggy grins.
Um, if it is a baby, it's still new. That means it hasn't been named yet.
Snuggy sparkles.
And I think I know the perfect name too. It's simple, but I think it's a pretty good name. How about we name him Red?
Snuggy beams. Nods very happily.
Yeah, Red. That'll be your name, little guy. You're Red. And it's just
Aw.
chittery purrs.
Aw. Sounds like a yes.
Is a yes, it does sound like a yes. And Radlad smiles at that. But that is a if it's a baby, is a we need to make room. Is a we need to introduce it to the others at the barn because say forget say we don't want to leave this little baby out in the world.
Snuggy blinks. They nod. Yeah. Don't leave little ones alone in the world. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Don't do that.
Radlad looks at this beetle.
Anyways.
Yeah. Oh no. Should I incite this?
I mean, you can if you want.
I mean, if you're letting me.
Yeah.
Ah.
uh, Mad Lad just sees Snuggy think about that statement. Doesn't catch on to what they're thinking about, though.
Yeah, Mad Lad is too afraid that he accidentally step on something he wasn't supposed to. He's like, okay, let's lead Red back to the barn.
Snuggy nods. That's a good idea.
How about you stay on one side of him and I stay on another, and we just gently nudge him back to where the barn is.
Oh.
Cause I don't have any rope.
Snuggy nod.
Because I don't have like a wait. Do I have rope? No rope. Is it? We could gently lead him back.
Snuggy have rope?
I think Mad Lad does technically, but he's not very sure if he wants to use it on a baby yet.
Ah, that is fair.
Yeah, Mad Lad gets on one side of the Red.
Snuggy stands up and gets on the other,
All
still
right,
crouching down as much as they can.
and let's roll some animal handling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Yeah, 21 and an 18.
Yeah, these
Nice.
two, like Mad Lad gets a little pep on the back of where its wings are, and it sort of knows just to go forward. and they take no problem. Like this bug doesn't have a resistance, even though it's still new to the world. It just lets these two little children lead it back to where the barn is.
Smart baby.
It's a smart baby.
Eh.
And Mad Lad gets to where all the other beetles are, and say Red stops there. It looks at the other real kind stag and just cocks its head.
Oh. Snuggy looks at Red.
Yeah, you can tell it's a little bit nervous. They say these are big. These bugs are much bigger. Are bigger than what Red is.
Aw. Snuggy leans down to give Red a nice pat.
They say Red chitters and say leads into your touch. It really likes pets.
Because pets are amazing.
Pets are amazing.
Pets are the best.
Mhm. Mad Lad smiles. Hey, it's say, and with that nat 20, you probably can sense Red's nervousness. Like, it's okay, Red. This is say these are the other stag beetles. That's Gary. Over there's Fernando, and that big one over there is Mike.
Yeah.
It sort of dance. It sort of like recognizes that it's a little bit more relaxed, but sort of just does that sort of anxious sort of dance, like leaning back and forth. That nervousness is just like, okay, they seem friendly enough, but I'm still anxious to talking with them.
Aw, buddy. That's fair.
hmm He's just like, okay, hey Snuggy, why don't you bring one of them over here to meet him?
Yes, yes. Snuggy's going to get Fernando.
All right, roll animal handling again.
All right. Oh no.
Fernando is taking a nap and is not bothered by Snuggy wanting it to go over to meet the new bug.
Snuggy gives Fernando a pat. It is time to get up.
Fernando just like it doesn't do anything just because it's sleeping, and it's just like it moves a bit, but sort of just like in that sort of sleepy way of moving to the other side. It's just like showing you its butt. It's just like, no, I'm sleeping. Leave me alone.
Snuggy pouts. And they go for Gary.
All right, roll animal handling.
Oh no.
Gary is looking like he is just he's taking a little snacky. He's gnawing on some leftover of of his meal, and it does not look bothered. Like he doesn't even notice you as it keeps gnawing on its wood.
Huh. Snuggy also pouts and goes to Mike.
All right, let's go one more time.
Dice. Yay!
Yeah,
A
that'll do
14.
it. Yeah, so you go over to
Good
my.
enough.
Good. It is good. It is pretty good. 14's pretty good.
Yay.
As Mike is just sort of sitting there sunbathing a bit, he looks over at Snuggy and he does stand up eventually. It's sort of a lazy stand up, as they do what they're used to being told what to do. They're like, all right, you're making me move over here.
Yeah. Snuggy gives them a pat. Good beetle.
And Mike to goes over the to Red, and say let's just see, let's see, what does that be? Let's see how you feel about Red. Let's see. Oh yes, that's what I thought. Treat D20.
Friendship? Friendship? No.
No, say, let's see. Let's just go. I'm gonna roll a D2. One, it's aggressive. Two, it just really doesn't care. It's a baby.
The
Nope.
two.
No, I forgot to do
Uh,
the thing.
oh. Ah! Oh no.
No, as Mike sort of sees this newcomer, they sort of rear down a little bit, looking very aggressive. He's just like, "Hey, who's this new bug on our territory?"
Ah! Mike, you were supposed to be the chill one.
No, Mike was the one that Mad Lad rode into battle. He's not the chill one.
Mike, you had the good vibes.
All right, Matt like whoa whoa whoa, it's okay Mike, it's okay. As Matt Lad is gonna do animal handling now. Calm down, Mike. Yes,
Yay!
Mad Lad.
Oh, dude.
So yeah, because Red's backing off a bit. He's like chittering in fear. Is Matt is saying Mad Lad gets in between the two of us like, "Whoa, it's okay, Mike. This is a new friend." And say, "This is Red. He's gonna be living here." And say, "It's okay, it's okay." As he says, as Mad Lad just pets Mike in a way to settle him down, and Mike settles down slowly, and Mad Lad gives is a Mad Lad pulls out a small honey candy. He's like, "Good, Mike, good." As he then gives the a small little round honey candy to Mike, and Mike of course eats it up. When they love when they get small sugary candies.
Yay. I
Is
mean,
it?
who doesn't love small sugary candies?
I know, right? These are like little hard candies too. It's just like they're really delicious.
Yeah.
All natural. But yeah, Mike is a Mad Lad. Mad Lad's like, "Easy, Mike. All right. Come on, Fred." I say, "Come meet Mike." I say, "He's not as scary." And Mad Lad's gonna try to convince Red to to meet Mike again. Ah,
Eh,
Mike, Red is still a bit scared. Mike, say this thing is a lot bigger than they are. He's
which
like,
is fair.
yeah, it's like, do you think, say, um, Snuggy, do you think you can help help Red?
Yes. Yes. Snuggy will go and sit next to Red and comfort them and
Alrighty.
pet them, nudge them.
Oh, alright. Do this with advantage then.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's say it takes Red a bit. It takes them a bit just to like they both sit there staring at each other. It is sort of like, are we cool sort of stance. And with your gentle pats and encouragement, Red slowly goes over to Mike and just and they give sort of each other little little sniffs. Antennae on Mike just sort of feels red a bit, and he's just like, and Mike now sort of understands like, oh no, this is not a rival, this is baby.
This is baby.
This is no threat, this is a baby. And Mike settles down fully. It's just like, this is a child. You brought me to a child, not a rival.
Yes. Do not fight the baby.
No, do not fight the baby.
Please.
But Mad Lad just sighs in relief as the two bugs start to get to know each other.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Bonding.
Yes. And Mad Lad looks over to Snuggy. He's like, "Thanks, thanks, Snuggy. I think that really helped."
Snuggy beams. They're proud of themselves.
And Mad Lad then looks over to the barn. How about while they get to know each other, we could try to make a little bit more room for them.
Oh, Snuggy nods.
But first we gotta go over and get the pitchforks from the storage shed. We say we can make Red a nice little corner of the barn to have their like little nest for the night, you know?
Oh, yeah. Snuggy nods happily.
Yeah, and they go over and quickly, and Mad Lad's is able to unlock the storage shed and get the pitchforks, and he leads Snuggy back to the barn where there's hay bales and say and there and roll athletics to see how well you move hay.
Latex. Strong baby.
And I will do the same for Mad Lad.
16.
Nice. Wait, what was the
Baby.
athletics again? Yeah, it's +3.
Strong.
Yes, the babies are strong.
Yay.
They have no trouble moving, like using pitchforks to move and spread out this large bale of hay in a little
They have the
corner.
power.
Yes, in a little corner over by where the embroidery wall is, just to make them feel like they have their own little space within the
Uh-huh.
sleeping area. Because Mad Lad knows where the other three bugs usually like to sleep. They say they're very much creatures of habit. So
Yeah.
this little corner can be Red's.
Yay. Little corner for little baby.
Little corner for little baby.
Baby.
and he looks at their job and like nods in approval. This will do good. Red will like this little spot.
Snuggy also nods.
Let's even get some wood. Let's get some wood for them too. I think there's some little bit extra we can like feed them. They're probably hungry a bit.
Oh, yes. Food.
Hmm.
Nothing wood.
Yes. And Mad Lad goes over to where they keep the food for the bugs, which is a mixture of rotting wood and then there's like other like food for them that's made for them. At
Yeah.
least I'm pretty sure. Don't know all the details yet, but I assume so.
Sounds about right.
Mhm. And and Mad Lad grabs some and grabs like a handful.
Snuggy grabs a bigger handful
Mhm. Is a
because big.
Yeah. And Mad Lad's like, maybe we could take that your bundle out to the little pasture for Red to eat right away, and I can have my little handful be like snacks for later. As he goes over to the nest and places some of the snacks in the nest.
Yes, yes. And Snuggy will take their bundle out to the field.
Okay. Um. Let roll acrobatics or animal handling.
Oh. Their acrobatics is a +2, so I'll go with that. 20. Dirty 20.
So as as you come out of the barn and go to the field where the rest of the bugs are, it looks like Red has starting to become integrated with the other bugs. They're starting to take a little bit of notice of him. And say with his little position with Mike being all settled out, the other bugs aren't like wary of him or anything. They realize this is also baby.
Baby.
However, when they notice you though, you're lucky. You're very flexible. You're able to dodge out of the way as these things come to you because you have food. They want food. They're gluttons.
Snuggy is noodle.
And your noodleness is helping you because you're able to get dodge out of the way as the three larger stag beetles come right at you.
Heck. Snuggy dodges expertly and somewhat frantically.
Yeah, Mad Lad comes out and is like, okay. Yeah, probably should have seen that coming. These guys are gluttons. Let me get them. As Mad Lad goes over, he's gonna roll. Let's see.
Snuggy probably does the Toonish where they like just briefly turn into a tornado as they're spun.
Yeah. As he rolls animal handling. Nope. Mad Lad, unfortunately, is to say he can't. There's food. They want food. They really want food. They don't really care about Mad Lad, as they're just like pushed out of the way.
The gluttons.
The gluttons.
Man.
That and even Red, after seeing Mad Lad being pushed out of the way, they run over to him and make sure he's okay, which he is.
Snuggy would do that, but they're also trying to dodge bugs. You know.
Roll animal handling.
Okay.
See,
0.
let
13.
let's see. Actually, roll with advantage because Mad Lad is gonna try to help you.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes.
18.
Yeah, Mad Lad is like, okay, throw some over there. Throw a little bit over there.
Snuggy starts throwing wood wildly.
Yeah, and that placates the bugs as they run off to find the bits of wood that you threw, and they're distracted.
Snuggy sighs with relief.
And Mad Lad sighs in relief too. It's like, should have warned you again. Should have warned you that they were a bit of gluttons. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Snuggy waves and like it's okay.
Mad Lad smiles like, but Red, we got some food for you. And Red perks up.
Oh, I can't stop yawning. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Uh.
Is say Mad Lad like motions to give the food to Red.
Yes. Snuggy crouches down to hold out their hand for Red.
And Red is a happily and very fast very starts eating the food.
Nom 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 nom.
Pretty much yum 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 yum. They're very happy.
Snuggy giggles. It probably tickles their hand.
Yeah, it does tickle their hand. There's a bit of sort of under fur to Red, so it does tickle.
Snuggy giggles.
Mad Lad smiles and giggles too. Tickles?
Tickles.
Yeah, but Red is makes quick work at eating the food.
Good. Nom.
Nom nom nom.
Yum, 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 yum.
And Mad Lad pets Red. Good, Red. They say you're that's very good.
Snuggy shakes out their hand. Any leftover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Red eats what was shaken off, or at least tries to from the ground and stuff. He really likes the food.
Snuggy also gives Red pets.
Red chitters happily as they are given pets and nuzzles into your hand more. And even probably tries to lick your hand still.
Oh, Snuggy giggles more.
So adorable. Yeah, Mad Lad. Sorry, you go.
Red is very cute.
Red is adorable. I love him. Yeah,
He's a good baby.
he is good baby. And Mad Lad looks back to the bar. Is like, okay, Red. And say, we made a nice little nest for you. And say, I'll show you where you're gonna be sleeping, okay? And Red gives a little chitter again as he happily follows Mad Lad into the barn.
And Snuggy also follows.
And Mad Lad shows them to their little nest, which they notice this more snacks and immediately goes over to eat it.
Hungry.
Hmm.
Hungry baby.
Yes, and they seem to very much enjoy their little nest.
Aw. Did they like do like a puppy thing, or they just spin around in a circle and then plop?
Yes, they do. They
Oh.
spin around in a circle and just plop.
Oh. Adorable.
Yes.
Precious.
And they do look a little bit tired now. As they give a little sort of motion of a yawn.
Oh, yawn.
My lad,
Beetle yawn.
yes, adorable, adorable beetle yawn. As Mad Lad goes over to Red and like pets him. Yeah, why don't you take a nap? That seems nice. As Mad Lad sort of sits down too. He's, he's Snuggy. Do you want to take a little nap?
Question first. What
Huh.
time of day is it?
Probably later afternoon.
Um, Mad Lad sees Snuggy look outside just a moment. And they're thinking. And after a bit of hesitation, they do come and sit down.
Hmm. And Mad Lad smiles. He's like, alright, let's see. Ah, yeah. He just gives a big yawn. Let's say, this has been a cool day. Uh, it's been nice. Say, this has been nice.
Aw. Snuggy nods.
Yeah, and if you have unless you have something else that you want to do, I was thinking we leave it here and they have a little nap.
Yeah. I, yeah. The only other thing I'd have to say is that if if like this, how long would Mad Lad sleep?
Mad Lad would say Mad Lad would sleep for a long time if allowed.
Uh, well, if he wakes up later and like the sun is starting to set,
Hmm.
Snuggy is left.
Yeah, Mad Lad would be a little bit sad once he woke up to see Snuggy gone, but he just assumes that they went home and it was getting late for them.
Yeah. However, there is also a little crayon drawing left in their spot
Aw,
of
Mad Lad would pick that up.
of Mad Lad and Red and Snuggy.
Aw. Yeah, Mad Lad is gonna be very happy when he sees that, and he's gonna keep the picture.
Yay!
Oh, that was so adorable.
Soft.
Soft.
Wonderful, wonderful softs.
Yes. And we have a new bug to the farm now. It's Fred.
A buggy buddy.
Yeah, he's probably very annoying to the other three bugs because he has kid energy. He probably just runs circles around the older bugs.
Aw. They're just like small child.
Very small
Calm.
child. Small
Calm
child
down.
energy.
I love.
Yes,
I love dearly.
I love dearly too. Uh, but anyways, thank you for doing this. This has been so much fun.
Hey, you.
Well, and thank you to all the listeners listening in here for the future and currently. I hope you have a good time zone. Bye.
Bye bye.